I done prison time. You know what I'm saying?
What's the longest amount?
5 years. Got out, went back and done 3 years.
It's no secret that Alvin Goff, aka Boobie Black, born in New Orleans, Louisiana, was getting it how he lived. Just like most kids being raised in the 12th Ward, which is one of the hoods in the mean grimy streets of uptown New Orleans, Boobie Black would attend some of the known schools in the area. Crocker Elementary, Samuel L. Green Middle, and Walter L. Coyne Senior High. Boobie's roots would be deeply entrenched in the Minor Street neighborhood of his grandmother's home.
You know, 12 walk bound, you know what I'm talking about. Big, my grandmother, this is my grandmother, this where the roots of everything was at.
For most young men coming up in the impoverished neighborhoods of the NO, there will be one family-oriented challenge. Although we loved our mothers, we oftentimes recognized and called our grandmothers mama. In fact, most of us would address our grandmother as mama. Best believe you me, if you're from the NO, there's buku stories that both men and women can tell you about their moms feeling their way because they called their grandmother mama. If you know, you know. It was in his grandmother's Marlin Street neighborhood that Boobie would get into his first fights and altercations coming up as a kid in the city of New Orleans. Before the demolition of the housing developments, the city of New Orleans would have 10 notorious projects, none of which were to be played with. The Lafitte, the Iberville, the St. Thomas, the Florida, the Fisher, the Callio, the St. Bernard, the Melfamide, the Desire, and the Magnolia. Which is the project where Boobie would come up as a teen to young adulthood. The Magnolia Project was known for being one of the most dangerous projects in the city, where everyone was strapped. It was either squeeze or get squeezed on. It wouldn't be long before Boobie would make a name for himself in the streets of the NO as a hustler and a certified gangster. One thing about that boy Boobie Black, he always kept that boot in his mouth. If you were to ask anyone that ran with Boobie back in the G, they would tell you that he has always had a go hard attitude. Simply go hard or go home. Everything that he did, both in and out of the streets, he would go hard with. Known for being a notorious street figure, Boobie would get hit up 21 times. This would be from being shot on 3 different occasions, one of which he would lose his arm. After being shot several times in Denoya, Boobie was rushed to the hospital, only to find that the ligaments in his arm had been shredded, forcing doctors to amputate it.
Wasn't born with one arm.
Well, I know, you at the home of the shot 9 times, sir, Mr. 50 Cent, but you've been shot how many times? 23?
Like 21.
You're the Jordan of like almost.
It's all good, you heard me? God kept me here for a reason. He the reason why I'm here with you today.
Absolutely.
Reason, everything for a reason, you know?
And that's how you lost your arm, and that's in 2 shootings you got shot 23 times?
Nah, 3 different occasions.
Living the street life, you have to be prepared for everything that comes with living the street life. In regard to jail time, Boobie would do a 5 and 3 year bid. Terrence Williams, aka Gangster, a former member of the notorious street crew, the Hot Boys, would send the internet into a tailspin when he would allege that Boobie Black got down on Mike.
OG Boobie Black. Pull up. Enough is enough. Reason why y'all don't know or nobody was able to get paperwork on him. International T spoke on it. He knew about it, but nobody was able to get the paperwork. It's because Boobie, OG Boobie Black, named Alvin Goff. but he was under the alias Alan Hammond. He had the gun case, gun and drugs. Now, for those who are into looking up stuff, research stuff, that's the information right there. Now y'all can do y'all homework. Go put it up, get the paperwork. You got to get Mike paperwork. Ernest Allen. Mike was under alias, have an alias name too, but that's their indictment right there. That's when Boobie went to the feds in 1992. He gave a statement on Mike when they kicked in the door and found the guns and the drugs. He told the people that was his guns and drugs. That's in the paperwork. What you all do from now, it's on you. So you can't say, I didn't show y'all where to go find this stuff at. Because he walking around, running around, talking this, whoop, bop, 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 I'm this, I'm that. And he thinking nobody can't get the paperwork because it's not under his real name, it's under his alias. His real name was attached to it, but he went to the feds in 1992. For those who know OG Boobie Black, know he went to the feds. Him, Mike, and his relative, all are co-defendants. That's all I gotta say.
The internet will take sides. Some calling Boobie a rat and some claiming the story to be all made up and that the paperwork was fake. Let's rewind. Fed up with the street life and looking for a way out of the game, Boobie will begin to take steps in the direction of changing his life. When asked about when and how did he meet Kevin Gates, Boobie will say Gates has always been family. Going on to say Kevin Gates has always looked up to him. Kevin Gates was allegedly born in New Orleans and lived in the Ninth Ward before relocating to BR, where he would be raised. Whether or not that is true, it isn't for me to be the judge. Let's move on. It wouldn't be long before the Breadwinners brand would be launched and Gates' career would take off with Boobie Black by his side. Boobie, who has always been a hustler, would make moves of his own. To keep it a buck with you, people from the city never quite understood the relationship between Gates and Boobie. Most would think it was on some extortion shit or on Boobie being the muscle type shit. In my honest opinion, the relationship seems to be much more than the latter mentioned. I can't see the relationship lasting this long on some extortion shit. At the end of the day, OG Boobie Black is 50 plus years old. He has survived the deadly streets of the Endo and the cutthroat hallways of the Magnolia Projects to become a successful businessman who is involved with the music industry.